Welcome to the 31st Annual Miracle Weekend, broadcasting live from BC Children's Hospital.
We're here this evening and all day tomorrow. We're going to take you inside this incredible facility that's truly built to heal.
And we'll be hearing some remarkable stories from children and their families who have been helped by BC Children's Hospital.
It's going to be a great weekend, so let's get started. It's the 31st Annual Miracle Weekend live from BC Children's Hospital.
We're inside the new Tech Acute Center that opened late last year. It truly is an amazing place for sick and injured children that come from not just the Lower Mainland, but from all over BC.
We'll be giving you a glimpse into groundbreaking work that happens at BC Children's and share inspiring stories of patients and families whose lives have been transformed because of it.
And we'll be shining a light on many of the people, organizations, and communities from all across BC who support the great work at the only children's hospital in the province.
But we need your help this weekend. Please go online to our website, miracleweekend.com. Click the Donate Now button. It's easy to do from your tablet or cell phone or call in your donation.
That's right, it is so easy. The numbers are on your screen now, 310-BCCH, that's 310-2224. And until 8 o'clock, our friends at Costco are going to make your donations go even further to help BC kids.
More about that later during the Costco Miracle Hour. But now let's throw it over to Paul at the Foundation studio.
Yeah, thank you, Caitlin. Thank you, ladies. You guys have the nice, beautiful, comfy couch. I'm here at the kids' table, and there is nowhere I would rather be because we've got Play-Doh, we've got a lot of games. And when you support BC Children's Hospital, you become part of the healing journey. Sometimes those journeys are long. Colton was just 10 years old when an asthma attack stopped his heart. Against all odds, he is here today, and he is also this year's BC Children's Hospital's champion child presented by Walmart. Here is the remarkable story of his survival.
He was suffering from asthma, and he also had a cold, which was what brought the asthma on. He woke up in the wee hours of the morning, and we gave him a whole bunch of shots of his puffer to try to see if we can help him out. And it was about 3 a.m. when we got to Children's Hospital. We got up to the counter. While we were standing there, he collapsed, and I yelled out for help. A fellow came, grabbed him with one arm, and a whole bunch of people showed up, and they started CPR on him right away. There's no pulse, and he's not breathing. And once that started to happen, I realized I had to phone Rachel right away.
I was sort of expecting to be like, okay, yeah, we're in the room now and we're getting treated. And then for him to say that, and they're trying to get his heart started again, it definitely scary.
It took about 15 minutes of resuscitation, and then first going into the ICU was such a shock to see him hooked up to so many machines.
The first thing that I noticed was his chest was rising so high because they had him hooked up to an oxygen machine, and the machine was breathing for him. When he left, he was Colton, and then it's just terrifying seeing your child like that. And it never crossed my mind that he had lost oxygen and would have a brain injury.
The brain is quite dependent on supply of oxygen and sugar, glucose, and if it's deprived of either for more than 3 to 5 minutes, you can start to see some effects similar to a stroke.
He lost his speech, he started losing his vision, and then, the paralysis set in on, especially on his left side. He lost the ability to walk and everything, and then it was like all of a sudden he couldn't do anything anymore.
Once he was well enough and the asthma was gone, and they transferred him over to Sunny Hill to start his rehabilitation there. Each therapist would see him once a day and start working on just the simple things of getting him out of bed into a wheelchair.
He started to blossom really fast.
And just, a sense of relief. Maybe, just maybe he'll be who he was before.
Ready for some more? Here it comes.
On a daily basis, he could do something different, and he was regaining some of his strength.
He was able to stand up and then eventually stand on his own. And he was very motivated too. I've never been so impressed by somebody in my entire life.
He's pretty exceptional, that kid.
We were getting our Colton back while we were at Sunny Hill.
He needed to be able to walk with very little assistance. He achieved that after a month of being there.
We thought it could be 3 months, 6 months, a year. They couldn't tell us. Well, that's one of the reasons why we were so amazed that he recuperated so quickly.
When he was back, Dr. Meckler came in and he, said, "This is why we do what we do."
I think it truly is one of the rare miracles. We were just very fortunate to have everything happen in the right place at the right time.
You get to know these people really well, and they just become a part of you and your extended family in a way.
I have a lot of fun memories there, and they were pretty fun.
Basically, Colton is pretty much your normal active kid.
His big interests are Star Wars, lots of Star Wars, and Lego.
Scale of 1 to 10, I like Lego a 20.
You try not to take things for granted and appreciate, how truly blessed we are. Things can change in just an instant. And the Children's Hospital,
means everything.
They're everything to us. They saved our boy.
We knew from early on that was the only place to go.
And there he is, Colton Hassaby. Thank you for joining us. And you're here with your beautiful family.
Yeah. Thank you for allowing me to be here. Yeah.
So I want to talk to you, Rachel, about the hospital. I know that you couldn't have done it without the support. So tell me about and we hear this all the time when we come here, the incredible support from the staff. Tell us about that.
Well, the staff, like you said, they're incredible. They're always very professional, but also extremely caring, and they support you along the way, and they mean everything to us. They're just so wonderful.
You went through so much. Colton went through so much. I mean, what is that like to have that support when something so unexpected happens?
Oh, it's absolutely excellent. Like, we couldn't have even imagined the kind of support that we were going to get. So it was really incredible. We couldn't have been happier.
And you were the hospital saved your son's life.
Yes,
they did.
Yep. If it wasn't for BC Children's Hospital, he wouldn't be here today.
So let's talk about the rehabilitation. It's been a long process, so take me through that a little bit.
Yeah, so about 10 days after his brain injury, he was admitted at Sunny Hill, and that's where they helped him with his rehabilitation. So on a daily basis, he'd have support from the physio and occupational therapy. They have a pool there as well to help him, and just a lot of support from the nurses and the doctors. You get to know them very well, and they help us so much, right?
And you were mentioning, I mean, Colton had to relearn everything from walking and talking. Take us through that.
Yeah, so it all had to go in baby steps. So initially, he couldn't even lift his head, and it was even just a challenge to get him into a wheelchair. So after about a week or so, then all of a sudden he started to regain some of his strength, and we went through, just having him sitting up in his bed, and then eventually learning to stand and walking with support. So that was kind of the goal, to have him walking, at least with some support, before he was able to come back home.
Okay, and what happens now?
Well, now we're pretty much done with all of that. We have ongoing appointments at BC Children's Hospital for his asthma. We go every 3 months to check his lung function, but in terms of therapy, we just work at it at home, and I mean, he's doing fabulous right now.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even know that anything had happened, right?
Let's hear from Colton. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well.
Do you want to say anything to the staff of Children's Hospital and everyone who's helped you along the way?
Yes, I would like to very much thank the staff of BC Children's Hospital for saving my life and the lives of many other children.
And there's a lot of people watching tonight. Did you want to say anything to the people who are thinking about donating to the hospital?
If you can, please donate. Every dollar matters. It's very important to donate. The hospital relies on donations, and if nobody donated before my injury, then I wouldn't be here today.
That's so true, isn't it?
Very, very true.
Well, you've heard it here. Thank you so much for coming in. Thank you for sharing your story. We're so glad you're doing so well. So please donate now, 310-2224, or you can go online to miracleweekend.com. Back to you.
Over 5,000 kids visit Sunny Hill Health Centre for developmental assessments and rehabilitation every year. In 2019, the centre will move to BC Children's Hospital into a new purpose-built space designed for accessibility. You can help kids shine, because together we are built to heal. Absolutely. 67% of patients seen every year at BC Children's Hospital come from areas outside the city of Vancouver. Now, for the Lauren family from Victoria, BC Children's Hospital uncovered the answer to an immune disorder that for generations had gone undiagnosed in their family. This is Rowan's story.
My pregnancy with Rowan was very run-of-the-mill, but it was very exciting, and first child of mine, and all we wanted was a red-haired boy, and we got him. Seeing your kid go through a health challenge, any health challenge, makes you feel very helpless. Rowan was laying on an exam table, crying and bleeding. He was so sick. When the medical team were all looking at each other and not saying anything to us, that to me is a sign that something else is going on. I started to get suspicious that there was something more going on when one of the nurses came in and started asking us about our medical history. And anytime I've ever been asked that, I've always mentioned my uncle, my mom's brother, and every single one of the symptoms were things that my uncle went through in his life. When we decided to have a child, I never, ever thought that I would be in that percentage of families that spends time in the hospital, that has a sick kid. I never, ever thought that. And when we were told the details of treatment for Rowan's condition, we went back to our hotel room and I just cried. I broke down. People keep telling me, "You're so strong." You would be too. It's the only option.
Extraordinary changes have happened at BC Children's Hospital in the last 40 years. There were so many illnesses, cancers, conditions and syndromes that kids simply didn't survive.
I always knew what had happened to my uncle, and I didn't want that for my child. Nobody wants to see their kid suffer like that. Chris and I knew we had no choice. We had to bring him in for transplant. I wasn't going to let him just die. We had to take the risk.
Through research, cutting-edge equipment, and exceptional care funded by donors, today we are able to treat so many children, even those with conditions like Rowan's, so they can go on and live long and happy lives.
When we were discharged from the hospital, it was amazing seeing Rowan just be a kid again, wearing normal clothing, running around with other children. Moments like that make me so thankful that BC Children's Hospital exists, that the nurses and doctors there are doing their jobs so well, and that research has brought us to a place where someone like my child has a chance at a normal life. This disorder in our family, after generations of pain and death, will end with us. It won't affect our family ever again. And that's so wonderful. BC Children's Hospital did that for us.
Today, Rowan is an active 5-year-old with nothing but time, all because you made sure the right care was available at the right moment. Every child deserves our very best, and that's exactly what you give them. It's for these children that I'm asking you to give a special donation today. We have kids right now waiting for advancements that will improve specialized care, change outcomes, and allow them to live long and healthy lives. We cannot change the future for sick children without your support.
Thanks for donating the hospital for really sick people.
I'll forever be grateful for the donations to BC Children's Hospital Foundation. Without that, I wouldn't have a son. My life would not be how it is now. I would have come home without my baby. Thank you for saving his life.
So many touching stories that we're going to hear this weekend. I'm here now with Theo Lamb, who will be monitoring our social media feeds during Miracle Weekend. It's great to see you back again.
It's great to be back.
How many years has it been now since we've been together?
I've lost count.
Yeah, we've lost count. But you're keeping on top of all the social media, and you're wanting people to share their personal connection to this hospital.
That's right. We're asking folks to use 2 different hashtags on Instagram, on Facebook, or on Twitter. Hashtag Miracle Weekend, of course, but also hashtag Share My BCCH. If we see that hashtag, we know that we can share their story live during Miracle Weekend this weekend. Now, we use social media to receive stories 365 days a year. This is our direct connection to families across the province. So these are cherished stories, and we track these channels very, very closely. And then during this weekend, we get to put them out on air with you.
Yeah, and to get the word out so people can donate to a great
right.
cause. Okay, well, I know we're going to see each other throughout this weekend, so we'll catch up with you a little later. In the meantime, please give 310-222-4 or go to miracleweekend.com.
All right, thank you so much. And look at these lovely children that I'm with. They are so great and they're so excited. And sitting with us is Claire Fox. And you have a very special role. You're one of our youth hosts. Yeah. And so why is BC Children special for you?
BC Children's Hospital has been very supportive since I was diagnosed when I was 4 years old. I have a checkup every 6 months with Dr. Stewart to help check my progress and, if needed, get me back on track. I also have the dietitian and the nurse to help me with anything new that I need.
Mm-hmm. And you have type 1 diabetes.
Yeah.
And so for a young girl, because you're 12, is it difficult to manage?
Managing diabetes can get pretty hard. I have to constantly check my blood sugar levels to make sure I don't go too high or too low, because that could cause serious complications, both short-term and long-term. And I also have to constantly be knowing what I'm doing and what I'm eating.
Absolutely, because you don't want to go too high or too low. And so for you, what does Children's mean to you? How have they helped you sort of learn about your diabetes and thrive?
They've always been there to support me. It's always nice to have some more people there. Just if I don't know what I'm doing, they always help me figure out.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Claire. You're awesome. We'll see Claire throughout the night, but first we're going to kick it over to Sonia.
Thank you so much, Jen. It's time to build up some real excitement tonight now. Start the clock. It is time for our first miracle match of the evening. I'm here with Jackie Howman from Costco. And for the next minute, our friends at Costco, thank you, Jackie, for this, will match your donation.
Yeah, that's right. Call 310-2224. Now.
Having your donation doubled is the best way to help BC Children's Hospital, so do it straight away.
That's right. Now this is the time to make your donation go twice as far. Please pick up the phone and call 310-BCCH to have your donation doubled during this Costco Miracle Match.
The Miracle Match only lasts 1 minute, so call now or go to miracleweekend.com to have your donation doubled by Costco.
That's right. So the Miracle Match is just about over. Call now to have your donation doubled by Costco. We're down to 10 seconds. Your donation will help sick and injured kids from across the province. Let's count down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There it is. Thank you, BC.
So much,
Thank you, Costco.
Later, a seemingly healthy teenager is disappearing before his parents' eyes. Matthew's story, just ahead on Miracle Weekend.
When parents hear the terrifying words, your child has cancer, their top priority is saving their child's life. But what if the very treatments that are used to heal kids actually harm them down the road? Well, researchers at BC Children's Hospital are working to prevent dangerous drug reactions in kids. And this work is already making an impact both here and around the world.
I often say that at the Children's Hospital, we manage life. We don't manage the end of life, we manage the beginning of life. Adverse drug reactions, or side effects, are the 5th leading cause of death in North America. And what makes one patient experience a tragic side effect, and yet another patient who receives the same drug at the same dose has no adverse effect? Now we need to sort of incorporate human genetic variation so that we can understand the diversity of how cancer affects children and then come up with better treatment options. Children, for the most part, are an unstudied population of patients when it comes to drug therapy. They only are 25% of the population, and yet they are 100% of our future.
Rory was born with a teratoma, and that's a type of a germ cell tumor. It's a solid tumor. She had surgeries and procedures and some complications. You're kind of thinking, how is she going to be able, the little body, to handle all these things and all the possible scary side effects, not only if she survives these treatments, but if the long-term side effects when she goes home and if she gets to grow up, what that's going to look like. I wanted to give her the best outcomes if we could. If we could know more information, we could plan ahead and hope to support her better. I would have never thought to even ask these questions before the genetic study.
Genomically speaking, the risk of hearing loss is between 0 and 88%. And in Rory's case, it was that high-risk grouping that caused us to stop and consider alternatives. And in her particular case, use an alternative drug which allowed her to preserve her hearing and yet still receive effective anti-cancer therapy.
And for parents, information is powerful. That's what they need. That's what we do as oncologists every day, is to give families information. This study, it's changing how we approach medicine, and it really is taking in family values a lot more. And by giving them all this information, they really are a partner at the table with us as oncologists. This project is actually being now launched across Canada.
And if it's good enough for Canada's children, is it not good enough for the world's children? And that's the global reach of what this project is all about.
Now she's full of energy and able to get out and live life to the fullest. She's retained all her hearing, and she is the most curious, feisty girl now to this day. You can't hold her down. Every day that she can be out exploring and just loving life is a big gift.
Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Now, we have mentioned that this is the 31st annual Miracle Weekend. The Johal family have been donating ever since the Miracle Weekend started. Rajiv, and it's because you actually came here as a young boy.
That's correct. Well, I was at the hospital when I was 1 year old.
Wow, okay.
34 years ago.
And these are your grandparents, Kashmir and Asa, your wife at the end, Bile. And Kashmir, just tell us, why is it so important to you to give to Children's Hospital?
Because we love my son and grandson.
You love your grandson
Yeah.
so much. And can you believe it's been 31 years that you've been coming here every year with a check?
Yeah, we've seen a change every year. It's been a thrill and a joy for us to participate in this Miracle Weekend.
Okay, and the donation is from your family. Right, okay, let's take a look at what you've got for us. Let's reveal the check. And we have here
$100,000.
That is incredible. To the Johal family from Vancouver, thank you so much for your generosity.
All right. Check out this crowd. Hey, thank you, people from Costco. They've done such a great job. They've been matching and miracle matching, and I have Jackie Howman with us right now. You're the Western Canadian Regional Marketing Manager.
Yes.
Why did you want to do this? Why did Costco want to get behind this?
Oh, BC Children's Hospital is such an easy campaign to get behind because it donates to the kids, and it's for the kids, it's for their care, it's this fantastic facility that they have here, and there's no other reason why. It's for the kids.
And you did a one balloon sale at a time, basically.
We sold balloons in our 13 warehouses in BC. We also have a golf tournament, and we also have a depot. So through the generous donations of our members and the hard work of our employees, we do it $2 at a time, and we have an amazing amount to flip today. We're really proud.
Which we want to get to. So, are you ready, ladies? Go ahead, flip it over. How much did we raise? Woo-hoo! $2.75 million. Holy cow. Thank you, Costco. Thank you, Costco members. Remember, 310 BCCH to donate. Caitlin, take it away.
Thank you, Jen. Throughout the year, many companies and organizations make the decision to support BC Children's Hospital. Through exciting campaigns, events, and grassroots fundraising, they form part of our generous family of donors. Not all of them could be here today, but here are some who sent us their photos.
Thank you, everyone who donated. It goes such a long way. It's quick and easy to make the gift that saves young lives. Kids like Claire, who have needed the specialized services this hospital provides. Hi, guys. Hi, everyone. She knows just how important that is, don't you, Claire?
Yes, BC Children's Hospital helps me manage my diabetes and makes sure I have all the tools I need to lead a healthy life. For a monthly donation of just $20, you can become a member of the Sunshine Club and help kids just like me.
The kids of our province need your support, and this weekend we're on a mission to sign up at least 100 new monthly donors. We need you to help us reach that goal.
Join now, and we'll hand out a coffee gift card to the family of a sick child right here in the hospital. As a token of your monthly gift, call 310-BCCH. That's 310-2224. Or go online to miracleweekend.com. It'll be the best gift you ever gave.
We are the 4 a.m. wake-up call and the unexpected late night. We are the good news and the tough times. We are there when you need us. We are there when you don't. We are driven by what could be, what should be, and what will. Because we are proof of what's possible. Together, we are built to heal.
After overcoming an aggressive form of liver cancer, 10-year-old Chase Lamont of Williams Lake had another devastating experience. Here is Chase's story.
Chase is an 11-year-old boy, red hair, fiery personality. He loves art, snowboarding, mountain biking, pretty much everything he can do, he loves. Oh, he even has his own YouTube channel. People have always gravitated towards him. He has a light in him. It was August. He started getting sick and he just looked awful. I just knew something was very, very wrong. And overnight, he just had this huge bulge out of his stomach. It was a tumor about the size of a cantaloupe. It was liver cancer, hepatoblastoma. They couldn't operate until they'd shrunk it. Finally, after 6 months, they shrunk it enough. When he came out of the operating room and they told me they got it, it was a pretty amazing feeling. That was 5 years ago this January. We were out camping and we were swimming, and we went out of the water and went up to the picnic bench, and he sat down at the picnic bench, and all of a sudden he just was holding his arm and trying to talk to me, and he was just petrified. He just collapsed. There happened to be a nurse there while we were waiting for the ambulance. She was monitoring him. I knew what he had had. I knew it was a stroke. The ambulance came and they kept telling me over and over again through the ambulance ride, then at the hospital, not to expect him to make it. I can't fathom why both of these things would happen to a beautiful little boy. In his eyes, I just kept telling him, I see you. I know you're there. If he's willing to fight, I'm willing to fight. So I just held his hand and I read to him and talked to him and kept going.
Like I said, when in doubt, stay with Prompto.
BC Children's Hospital has saved my son's life. I don't know how many times now. They are some of the most amazing group of people. They all want to be there. They believe me. When I got here, they saw that Chase was here, and I could see the change in him because he wasn't just in there trapped. His personality's coming out. He's starting to move. He took his first steps in their pool. They've taught him ways to communicate. Then his speech therapy, he's always, it may seem like games, but it's not games. It's teaching him and learning how to communicate. The power wheelchair was just awesome. I saw him move different parts of his body that I hadn't before. That was new for me today too, seeing him spin around like that and seeing him go fast. That was awesome. Just look at his face. He's just lit right up. That's something Chase loves, is going fast. They're so involved but personable with the children. They treat all the children like they're their own, really. And they take care of the parents as well. In these past 3 weeks at Sunny Hill, he's gone up another level. It's amazing to see. It's beautiful. When Sunny Hill moves to BC Children's campus, it will mean all places together. So that's no driving, no loading up, none of that. So it's huge. Immediate future, my hope for Chase is to speak. The other stuff is just physical. We can do that. That's fine. I just don't want to talk to him. I'm gonna love him out. Basically, that's what I always say.
Such a touching story, and so many more that we're going to get the opportunity to listen to here, and we hope you can help out. There are more than 130 newly diagnosed cases of childhood cancer in BC each year, and these kids have some of the longest stays in the hospital, requiring specialized care.
Your donations help fund special equipment needed to care for seriously ill children like me. So please pick up the phone and call us now.
Yeah, Claire, your donations are handled quickly and securely thanks to Shaw employees who volunteer their time to help answer calls. They're at the Shaw call center right now, waiting to hear from you.
Come on, everyone. Call the numbers on your screen. 310-BCCH. That's 310-2224. And make your donation now. You'll be helping kids get better. And there's no better feeling than helping kids in need.
That's for sure. Thanks, Claire. It's a toll-free call from anywhere in the province. Please help BC's kids. Claire, do you want to do a shout out to your friends?
Yeah, come on, dear friends and family. Call 310-2224. That's 310-BCCH. You'll be helping kids with diabetes, cancer, heart problems, and all kinds of serious illnesses get better. I'm counting on you.
We're all counting on you, and I couldn't have said that better myself.
Kids aren't just mini adults. They need health care that's tailored to their needs. As the only hospital in the province devoted exclusively to kids, BC Children's is built to provide this specialized care. You can help kids shine because together we are built to heal.
It's time to start the clock for our second miracle match with Costco. Call now to have your donation doubled during this next minute. This is your chance to make an impact on the lives of BC's kids. Call 310-2224 now.
Thank you very much, Caitlin. Yeah, this is a great way to make your donation go even further tonight. Call us before the end of this miracle match, and Costco is going to be doubling your donation. There are sick and injured children in the hospital right now who really need our support. So please call right now, 310-BCCH or 310-2224.
Thanks, Sonia. All right, Claire, are you ready to challenge all of the families of diabetes patients to make a donation during this miracle match?
That's right. $50 becomes $100. $100 becomes $200. Costco will double your donation. Hurry up and call now.
Now, we love this. You can do this.
9, 8,
BCCH
7,
to double
6,
your donation.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right, keep those donations coming. I love the excitement around here. I'm here again with Theo Lamb, and she's going to tell us how our viewers can be interactive with Miracle Weekend on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And we were saying earlier, you were reaching out to viewers to share their stories, and they're already starting to come in.
Yes, they're coming in through the hashtag #ShareMyBCCH. And actually, we have a beautiful story here from Father Tim, who's posted about his son, William. William was diagnosed with cancer and has, at the time of the photo, undergone at least 12 weeks of intense chemotherapy, one surgery. And what I love about this post is how Tim actually gets into the details of what it looks and feels like to come to the hospital for the very first time. They didn't know how long they were coming here, where they were going to sleep, how they were going to manage work back home, friends, family, colleagues. And that's what I love about the stories we see coming in through Share My BCCH. These are moments in time from across the province, folks who are in the hospital now, but also days and weeks and months and years into the future for families who have come to BC Children's Hospital in the past.
And again, we see that incredible support that these families are given from the staff here.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Keep them coming.
Thanks, Theo. And again, you can donate online at miracleweekend.com.
Thank you, Anne. Now, BC Children's Hospital serves the entire province. Matthew Vayu from Smithers, just one of the many kids that comes with his family to Vancouver to get help. 15-year-old Matthew found peace in this hospital during a time of anxiousness when he was diagnosed with a lifelong illness. This is his story.
I first started off getting very skinny and I wasn't growing as tall as my friends and stuff were. And I was like, oh, I'm just a late bloomer and stuff. But then after a while, I'm like, no, something's seriously wrong.
He was just wanting to be home and he hurt all the time. And he was just fading away in front of our eyes.
It felt like someone was trying to stab me with a knife through my lip. And whenever I had stomach pains, it felt like I was digesting barbed wire or glass. It was really bad.
I mean, as a mom, you want to fix whatever you can and try to control everything. And I just couldn't. Doctors, lots of doctors. I would call a lot and say, no, I know something's wrong. It was probably about 6 months, I think. And then they referred him to Children's. And it was really good because we got answers really fast.
When we got the news that I had Crohn's disease, I started being more down than I usually was.
Crohn's is typically in your small intestine. So when they went in, they could see from top to bottom in his small intestine was just full of lesions. And yeah, that explained the pain and why he wasn't gaining weight, because no nutrients were getting through his small intestine. They wanted his intestine to rest and not try to digest so it could heal. And the best thing to do would be to give him a feeding tube. We wouldn't eat in front of him. He was allowed to have popsicles, just liquids, that was it. So he would have a popsicle when we were having dinner. And I think it doesn't sound like much, but we're camping and having a wiener roast or something, and he's on a feeding tube, right? So it was hard to watch. It's hard to explain because it just kind of punches you in the gut. So the feeding tube was 8 weeks all summer, and then we started introducing solid foods back in. And we cried. Crying because he's eating a cracker, and it sounds funny, but it was huge because he's healing, right? So, yeah. We had to go back to Children's Hospital every 3 months. We'd have to fly out of Smithers until he was well into remission. And then that's when we could start coming to the outreach clinic here. The fact that Dr. Schreiber, who is his physician at Children's, comes here, it works well because then Matthew's more comfortable too.
How big he got.
I know. You're going to be taller than me.
I think he might be.
Nice to see you.
I'm not quite sure where we'd be without Children's, the knowledge that they have and just making you feel comfortable and not alone. That was huge too. They are always like, make sure you phone, you're not alone, you're not alone. So when those questions come up, to just be able to call and get somebody, they're good at what they do. Matthew is doing great today. When he was diagnosed, he was 67 pounds, and that's 3 years ago this month. And now he's 160 pounds and as tall as me. So he's been in full remission for almost a full year. We're grateful.
Just all around, it was a traumatic experience, but BC Children's Hospital felt peaceful in a time of insanity, I guess.
All right, we are here with some very special guests who are going to make a lot of dreams and research capabilities come true. You are Zafar Khan with Brooks Brothers. And so why did you want to take part in this? Why did Brooks Brothers want to be a part?
We're actually, every year we raise funds for the kids, and when it's for the kids, we want to be part of it. I would like to introduce our team, to everybody. We have Melinda Liu, she's the Assistant General Manager. We have James Su, he's the Inventory Manager. And
important job.
Yes.
Of course.
We have Melody, she's a stylist. Donna is a stylist. We have Katie, she's a stylist. And we have
two
Albion.
special guests.
Yes.
Who are your two special guests here?
Special guests are Brooke and Brooksy, and they also help us raise the funds as much as our superstars do.
Of course.
Yes.
And so, how much have we raised?
Let's flip the check. Let's show everybody.
Oh, $13,188 and even 59 cents, and that will all be put to good use.
Very important, 59 cents.
It is. Thank you so much. Caitlin, what do you have for us out there?
Oh, I've got some amazing people here from Balding for Dollars. Joining me now from Balding for Dollars is Marissa Dunbar. First of all, what is Balding for Dollars?
So Balding for Dollars is an organization. It started out as just head shaves. People wanted to give moral support to those kids that were going through cancer, and it kind of blew up over 19 years into this big thing. We have several community events throughout the year, a huge event that we have here at the hospital, and yeah, we raise lots of money, so it's awesome.
It's awesome, so it's just really grown, and you've been supporting BC Children's Hospital for 19 years?
That's right, yep.
And why is it so important to get involved in this?
I mean, there's lots of support, obviously, at BC Children's for families, but there's a lot of stuff that isn't covered for them, and it's a very stressful time. And, you know, our program supports those little extra things like parking, accommodation, having fun outings, teen adventures, giving kids bursaries so they can, you know, further their education once their cancer journey is through. So
Awesome. All right, let's see how much we've raised. You guys ready to turn it on over? Parade the presentation. Oh my goodness, already $221,000. Thank you so much, Balding for Dollars. Thank you very much. Over to you.
All right, this is so great. We are having all these wonderful check presentations, and we have Terry Fredo with us right now. Now, this is a long one. International Longshore and Warehouse Union, Ship and Dock Foreman, Local 514.
That's right.
Woo! And so, why did you gentlemen want to take part? Why did your union want to do this?
Well, we got to support our kids. You know, it's the kids that need it most, and that's our charity, and that's what we choose to do.
Absolutely, that's so great. Okay, so what did you bring to show us here? Can you do the flip? Do you need some help? You got it? Woohoo! Oh my word, 40 grand! Thank you so much. That is fantastic. And remember, you too can also give. Call 310-BCCH. Claire?
Every year, we offer a special way to give to Children's Hospital. It's called the Sunshine Club. Monthly giving is an easy and convenient way to make a difference.
Yeah, it really is a meaningful way to give. By joining the Sunshine Club, you'll be making an ongoing difference in the lives of sick kids in our province.
Simply donate $20 a month. And as an added bonus, for this weekend only, we'll make sure a family right here in the hospital receives a coffee gift card because of you.
Yeah, it really is incredible. It's a small way to support them during a stressful time. Just call the number on your screen and go online to miracleweekend.com. It only takes a moment to make a lasting impact for sick children both today and in the future.
Come on, BC, we're counting on you.
Yes.
Help us reach our goal of more than 100 new monthly donors this weekend.
Yeah, it's hard to read the teleprompter around the kids, but it's all about the kids. Now, we will track our progress as we go along to see if we can reach our goal of at least 100 new Sunshine Club donors this weekend, and the meter on your screen will tell you how we are doing. So let's get it started. Please call now.
Now, BC's Children's Hospital is driven by innovation and the endless quest to transform the care of its patients. State-of-the-art technology and equipment help lots of frequent young visitors like Amelia, who's made countless trips to the hospital her entire life.
When you've just had a baby, you keep them in your arms, and to have that child in another room and undergoing procedures that you know are not simple and they're not painless it's horrifying. It's horrifying. She was born at home, completely uncomplicated delivery, and to me didn't seem quite right away. Call it mother's instinct. She was diagnosed with multiple heart defects, and they didn't say that she wouldn't survive, but they did say that it was going to be hard work, and that there would be multiple surgeries after that, and that it would be very difficult to predict how many complications she would have. It's amazing how quickly it becomes normal to go to the emergency room on a regular basis, and how it becomes integrated into your life.
One of the things that's changed most in emergency medicine over the last 20 years is the utilization of emergency departments. When I started here, Children's Hospital was seeing about 35,000 ill and injured children a year, and that was 4 years ago. Last year, we saw almost 48,000 ill and injured children. That's on average 130 per day, but in the wintertime, we can see over 200 children in a single day.
I don't put my pajamas on anymore, and I don't dress my other children in pajamas. They wear tracksuits to bed, because when I get up in the middle of the night, I have to take all of them. My husband travels a lot, and when I have to take all of them, it takes too long to get everybody dressed, so it's much better if we don't get into our pajamas.
As the tertiary referral center for the entire province of BC, we see a lot of complex children coming through our emergency department that are dependent on technology.
The amount that she worries when we're packing up to go, do you think they're going to have to start an IV? Do you think the IV team's going to be there? Is Carmen going to be there? She knows the people that she trusts.
unfortunately, because of the nature of their illnesses, they do end up coming frequently to our emergency department and often get painful and anxiety-provoking procedures like getting a bladder catheterization or an intravenous start. And sometimes these can be really difficult procedures to do. We're hoping that with ultrasound guidance, our success rate can be much higher and thus reduce the anxiety and discomfort that these patients feel in our emergency department.
So point-of-care ultrasound is one of the examples of a quantum leap in technology that is changing the way we care for children and adults. Point-of-care ultrasound is different from what many people have experienced in a radiology department. And it's a machine that is available at the bedside in the emergency department for the emergency department team to help with diagnosis, treatment, and procedures.
Really, it's become so small and portable that we can now bring the ultrasound machine to the bedside and make diagnoses in a critical time fashion, meaning that there's no more delay or wasted time in finding out what is wrong or what's causing this child to be really sick in our emergency department. We find by bringing this technology to the bedside, we can make wait times shorter, increase our efficiency, and have more timely diagnoses as well.
We expect with the opening of the new lead-core Children's Emergency Department, with its increased size and capacity, that will serve even larger numbers of children in BC.
Currently, there is no training program in Western Canada for point-of-care ultrasound in a pediatric hospital. With the help of donor dollars, we're hoping to develop this program and be real leaders in this field. Support for this program will allow us to educate all of our staff physicians, our pediatric emergency medicine trainees, our emergency nurses to use this technology and integrate it into our department as well.
One of the things that we have kept, and I'd say this is probably half of them, is hospital bracelets. And it's a bit of a shocking image, but we have a few from hospital stays. They didn't say too much, other than the fact that she would not be an athlete. And guess what? She is. Her team is extensive, and all of them, without a doubt, always have her best interests at heart and have saved her life so many times and improved the quality of her life so many times that I can't even express to you the gratitude that I have.
And joining me now is Dr. Vikram Sabani from the Department of Pediatrics and Emergency here at Children's Hospital. Thank you for coming in today. We know that coming to an emergency room is intimidating, not just for adults, but especially for children. So this technology that we just saw in this vignette here, it's making a huge difference. Tell me about that.
Absolutely. You know, it's very common that people experience anxiety when they come to the emergency department. That's very normal. And I think part of the anxiety relates to the fact that they may be undergoing painful or uncomfortable procedures. And so a technology like point-of-care ultrasound, what we can simply do that and is wheel it to the bedside and use it there. Two common procedures that we use in the emergency department are an IV insertion, where we need to put a needle into a vein, or bladder catheterization to get a urine sample. So what we can do is bring the ultrasound machine, directly select the best vein, and then guide the needle in under the ultrasound.
And I know these are new machines.
Yes.
And how much of a difference do you think that's going to make to the children who come through these doors?
It's just in its infancy stages right now, so we're starting to incorporate the ultrasound machines into our practice, but in the future I see it making a really big difference in how we care for children in BC.
And helps you in your line of work, of course.
Yes, absolutely. We're an emergency department. We're open 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, and we see 50,000 of the sickest children in the province of BC. We never know what's going to come through our door, and sometimes the diagnosis can be very challenging to figure out what's going on with this child.
Mm-hmm.
So this is another technology, again, that we can bring to the bedside so that we can better figure out what's going on and more quickly as well.
And time is of the essence in these situations, of course.
Absolutely.
So these machines are not cheap.
No.
They're between $50,000 and $130,000. So donations are crucial.
Absolutely. And the donations not only help bring the technology to the hospital, but then all of the extra things that go along with it.
Okay, so it's really important for people, even though we have this beautiful hospital that's been built, we still need donations to come in and to give to much needed research and equipment like this.
Absolutely. We're always continuing to improve what we're doing. We're trying to achieve excellence here. And so that always involves new endeavors such as the point of care ultrasound program.
Okay, thank you for informing us. Thank you for coming in.
My pleasure.
So please donate 310-2224.
All right, start the clock. We are ready for our last Miracle Match with Costco. Be a part of our Miracle Match this weekend and call in your donation right now. Costco will double it during this 1-minute match. Thanks to Costco for your tremendous support this year and year after year.
It is an amazing support from Costco. All right, BC, let's make this count. Your donations go to help buy specialized equipment for the hospital, such as heart monitors. Please call now to make a difference in a patient's life. Don't miss out on this opportunity to double your donation thanks to Costco. Paul?
On the Miracle Match from Costco, there's not much time to double your donation. You have 20 seconds left, Claire.
Children's Hospital needs your support. Call now. Thanks to BC and Costco. Your donations are greatly appreciated.
All right, so we have 9 seconds on the clock. 7, 6, 5, 4. Help me out, guys. 3, 2, 1. Woo! Nice job, you guys.
Born healthy, but everything changed when she was 10 days old. Taylin's story just ahead on Miracle Weekend.
Generous donors like you help pay for equipment and research that help make things like surgery safer and more effective for kids. When the Children's Hospital opened its doors in 1982, it was designed to accommodate 35,000 patients a year. Last year, the hospital had almost 235,000 visits. With the opening of the Tech Acute Care Center, there is now even more space to accommodate the needs of patients for years to come.
Now, the patients that come to BC Children's Hospital need expert care that they often can't receive anywhere else in BC. And we really need your help to continue to provide that specialised care to all the kids of our province.
If you haven't already made a donation, please call in now. Shaw volunteers are eagerly waiting to take your call at their downtown Vancouver call centre.
Call 310 BCCH, that's 310-2224, or you can go online as well to miracleweekend.com. Now, really think about this. It only takes a minute, but the lasting effects for sick and injured kids from all across BC, that is lasting.
It's a toll-free call from anywhere in the province, so call in now.
All right, thank you very much, guys. We are here at the kids' table, and that's what it's all about this weekend is the kids. We've got some Play-Doh, we've got some coloring, someone colored on someone's arm. It's a lot of fun. Now, Claire Fox is one of our hosts this evening, and Claire, this has a very special place in your heart here, the BC Children's Hospital, but you have type 1 diabetes, and life with type 1 diabetes is a little bit different, so we want to talk to you about that and what life is like for you, because you have an insulin pump, don't you?
Yes. Managing diabetes can get pretty complicated.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the main things that I have to do are check my blood sugar level to make sure it doesn't go too high or too low,
Right.
because that can get serious complications, short-term and long-term. I also need to wear an insulin pump, give myself insulin for whenever I eat, and watch which activities I do to make sure my blood sugar level doesn't drop.
Yeah, and it is tough to live a normal life. I know you have a lot of friends. Your sister is here as well,
Yes.
and that's an important role, isn't it?
Yes. My friends are very supportive for
Yeah.
me. They always help me out. They know about everything that I do. They can tell if my blood sugar levels are off. They can help me all the time.
Yeah,
They're very supportive.
It's such an important, important story to tell, and this is the reason we're here. And this is such an important place for you. So maybe talk about the staff here at BC Children's and how important they are.
The diabetes team here at BC Children's Hospital has been very supportive ever since I was 4 years old. I visit Dr. Stewart every 6 months. She helps me check my progress, and if needed, get me back on track. I also visit the dietitian and the nurse to help me with anything new.
Right, okay. And you are a host this evening. How do you feel your hosting duties are going? Because I think you're rocking it so far. You having fun?
Yeah, it's really fun here.
A career in broadcasting, maybe?
No.
That is an excellent, good idea. Good idea. All right, thank you very much. We really appreciate it. And again, please phone if you can and donate. That's 310-BCCH, 310-2224. And we're going to turn things over to Jen for another check presentation. Hey, Jen.
Thanks so much, Paul and Claire.